Hi and welcome to Stella's Meza. On today's episode, I'll show you how to make tangy orange chicken wings. These are simple to make and big on flavor. Now, as you see on my baking sheet there that's lined with paper towels, I have 4 pounds of chicken sections that I went ahead and cleaned thoroughly under running tap water and dried completely with the kitchen towel. And I'll be using orange juice. Now, you can use pure orange juice, but I'm using the 100% orange juice concentrate, the frozen kind. You'll also need ginger and garlic powder, some Worcestershire sauce. Oh, I hate that word. Some soy sauce, some browning caramel. Now, you can find this in the Caribbean section of your grocery store. If you don't have that, you can use molasses. And I have here some salt, pepper, green onions, a bay leaf, and some chili powder. All right, and I'm going to be frying it in some pure canola oil. All right, now I have here 2 pieces of bread, and I'll show you what we're going to do with this. That's for testing the temperature of our oil if you do not have a candy/frying thermometer. Now over there I have a skimmer, I have some kitchen tongs, and a bowl lined with paper towel. That's where I'll be putting my cooked chicken to drain the excess oil. All right, and on my stove I have a Dutch oven. That's a cast iron Dutch oven. I find that fries chicken beautifully. And I have some oil, about 2 inches of oil. And there I have a candy thermometer in the background. And I want this oil to be at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a perfect temperature for cooking the chicken through and through. If you do not have a candy thermometer, just use a piece of white bread, drop it in the hot oil, and then give it a 60-second count. If it turns brown in 60 seconds, that shows that the oil is perfect for frying. Right, and that's what I'm demonstrating there. And I'm still counting down. And you can see that piece of bread has started turning brown. See there? So that's perfect for frying. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take that out the oil. And then I'm going to get ready to fry the chicken. So I want to go ahead and season my chicken. You can skip this part if you have food, like if you have a sodium problem. If you're not supposed to use a lot of salt, you can skip it. I guarantee you the chicken will still taste good because of the sauce. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just sprinkling the salt and pepper over the chicken. Make sure you season liberally. Don't be scared. You want it to taste good, okay? And then I'm going to flip the pieces over and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now, if you do not have a cast iron skillet or a piece of cooking equipment, you can go ahead and use a heavy bottomed pan. Just anything that's heavy at the bottom, that helps the heat distribute evenly and your chicken will cook evenly through and through. But for me, cast iron, that's a way to go when you're frying foods. Perfect for cooking. All right, now everything looks good there on the one side, so I'm going to sprinkle this on the other side. Now this is a perfect dish to cook, maybe Super Bowl's coming. Perfect for Super Bowl. If you have a small gathering, you just want people to have something small to eat, you can do this on the side. So excellent, and it tastes good. The skin is nice and crispy. All right, you see me, I fried a batch in there. I put 1 batch in there, and it's done frying. You want to give it 5 minutes. And then turn it around, flip it over, give it another 5 minutes in the oil. So around a total of 10 minutes. As you can see, it's nice and golden brown, nice and crispy. And if you could eat that the way it is right now, it tastes real good the way it is right now. But we're going to coat it in some sauce. So what I'm doing is I'm just shaking off the excess oil from my skimmer. And when you do that, when your chicken's nicely cooked, you'll hear that crunch of the chicken skin against that skimmer. Now over here, I have that container lined in paper towels, and I'm going to put it in my oven. I have my oven heating at 200 degrees. That's a low heat, okay? You want it low heat just to keep the chicken warm as you cook the batches. Each time you cook a batch, you add it into that bowl and put it back in the oven. Now, I've done frying my chicken. What I'm doing here is I am making the sauce. In that pot, I have my orange juice, and I've just added the bay leaf and the chili powder, and I want to give that a good stir. Make sure everything's nicely mixed. All right, so this sauce is sweet and tangy at the same time. As you can see, I've used chili powder, so it has a bit of a kick there. All right, and then another thing you might want to put on there, which I did use, is actually some brown sugar. And I forgot to put that on my mezza when I was showing you the ingredients at the beginning, but we're going to use that. Now, what I have there is browning sauce. What I'm adding to the pan right now is browning caramel. You just want to put a little bit because a little goes a long way. And I'm using that soy sauce in there as well. Now be careful with this because soy sauce has high sodium content. You don't want to put too much. It'll make your sauce salty. Okay, so just a little bit. And I'll put all the ingredients and measurements as usual on my blog. Now there's that Worcestershire sauce. I hate saying that word. Why can't they just call it whooshy sauce? I mean, that would be so much easier. So I'm going to put in a little bit on there and I'm going to give it a good stir. Now to check out all the ingredients that I use in this recipe, check out my blog. It's www.stellasmezza.blogspot.com, and I'll include the direct link to this recipe in the description section of this video. So we want to give that a good stir. As you can see, that soy sauce and the browning caramel have given that a very good color. And I'm going to add the caramel sauce in there, the garlic sauce into the pan, and the ginger powder in there as well. And the ginger gives it a little bit of that heat, you know. Ginger has a little bit of kick to it, so it makes it, you're like, I taste something in there. What is it? It's just that blend of spices and ingredients I use in that sauce makes it so good. But the way I came up with this recipe, just tinkering around in my kitchen, and this is a keeper. I can tell you that this right here is a keeper. So you need to try it out one time. Let me know what you think about it. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that very much. All right, now what I'm doing here is waiting for that sauce to thicken. You see that? It's starting to bubble away. And I have it on medium heat. All right, I'm just waiting for it to thicken, and then I'll add the next ingredient in there, which is brown sugar, which I forgot to put on the table over there when I was showing you the ingredients. But make sure to use some brown sugar. It just adds some depth of flavor into your sauce. All right? And you want to taste the sauce to make sure it's as salty or as sweet as you like. If you want a little bit of a kick to it, by all means add some more chili powder. If you want a little bit salty, you can add a little bit of salt on there. If you want a little on the sweeter side, you can add more brown sugar. Okay, so now what I did is I turned the heat off and I added the green onions to the sauce, and I'm going to give it a quick stir. And our sauce is ready to use. Our chicken's in the oven, just be keeping warm, and we're about to drizzle some of this hot sauce up over the chicken. So over here I have my cooked chicken wings in a large bowl. Look at that. Ooh, that's a money shot. Nice and crispy. Just perfect. So we're going to take some of that sauce and drizzle it up over the chicken. And I didn't use all the sauce. I saved some. We're going to use that, put in a little condiment bowl, and we're going to use that to dip our chicken wings at the end. That's optional. You can do that or eat them as they are once they're nicely coated in this sauce. So I have here a skimmer, and I'm just going to toss the chicken wings in that sauce. You want to make sure everything's nicely covered in that goodness. So let the flavors get to know each other. You know, it just makes it all the more worth it once you take a bite into that chicken. Now, once I'm done tossing it this way, I'm going to cover this bowl with an aluminum foil. This is an oven-safe bowl, and I'm going to return it into the warm oven. Remember, the oven's at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And leave it in there about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. That way the chicken gets all the flavors soaked into it. It makes it so delicious. So there you have it. There's a finished product. It's plated. I just cut some celery stalks on the end there and some orange slices, and in that little bowl is the rest of that sauce, and there's a chicken. Look at that. That just deserves an award. That is so good looking, but guess what? Tastes even better. Let me show you. So I'm going to take it and just open it gently. Look at that. Look at that. Crispy. Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. See, there's no bloody residue inside. Everything's nicely cooked through and through. The outside, the skin is nice and crispy, but the inside, the chicken is tender and succulent. So I'm just going to dip it in there, and I'm going to take a taste, see what I'm working with. And I wish I could share. I hate doing this for y'all, but it's something somebody's got to do. You know, I got to make sure there's no poison in there, okay? Nobody dies. But I can tell you it's delicious. So thank you so much for joining me this time. Join me next time as I take your taste buds on another culinary safari. Thank you, and karibu to Stella's Mezza.